When is the best time to travel to New Zealand for great weather, less crowds and lower price? In this video I'll provide you with my insider travel tips as a New Zealand travel designer so you can get the sweet spot for your individual travel planning. My name is Michael, let's get started. In my job as a travel designer I'm often asked, when is the best time to visit New Zealand? Before I can answer that question, I usually ask the following 3 points. 1. Are you flexible with your travel dates, or do you have to travel at specific times such as Christmas or school holidays? Second, are you traveling for a specific occasion like a honeymoon or an anniversary? Third, what are your interests? What do you want to see and do while in New Zealand? Are you into the outdoors? Are you into hiking? Do you want the family-friendly activities? Or maybe you're interested in culture, arts, food and wine. These are fundamentally important questions to ask when you start your New Zealand holiday planning. We are now going through key details which will make this all much more obvious. So hold on and continue watching. Firstly, let's have a quick overview on travel seasons. In general, New Zealand is a year-round destination. But unless you want to go skiing, the winter months of June to August are not suitable for the outdoor activities, especially if you want to explore our national parks with longer hikes. But there's another reason why traveling in the winter might be challenging, but I'll get to that in a minute. So let's begin to talk about the seasons in New Zealand. The summer in New Zealand typically runs between December and February. This means long sunny days which are perfect for outdoor activities. When Christmas holidays in the northern hemispheres being the winter months, international travelers will flock to New Zealand, so it's busy. Autumn in New Zealand occurs from March to May. Temperatures at this time are getting a little cooler. Daylight hours will also be shorter. But the good news is that there's far often less wind and rain, and that's great for the outdoor activities. Winter in New Zealand lasts from June to August and brings colder temperatures and short days, especially in the South Island. Although some areas are still worth visiting, you'll need to be aware that many tourism operators are closed for the winter. Spring is from September to November. The country comes alive with new growth and longer daylight hours. But the weather can be quite unpredictable. From November onwards, the peak summer season begins. I already produced a comprehensive video on climate and seasons if you want to dive a little deeper. See details in the playlist in the description box below. If you find this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button below and stay in touch for more helpful New Zealand travel videos to come. Also, you can download my free New Zealand travel planning sheet in the description box below. This will help you greatly when setting up your New Zealand holiday. Now let's get into more details. Here are my key travel recommendations for specific experience travelers may be looking for. Recommendation 1. Travelers with the outdoors in mind. For travelers wanting to experience the outdoors in New Zealand, my suggestions are: try to avoid traveling during the Christmas and New Year's holiday period. Between the 20th of December and the 10th of January, accommodation and tours are often booked 1 year in advance. This is mainly because this is New Zealand's main school holiday season. Also, this is the time when there is a real influx of international travelers on the roads and in national parks. Be a good time for outdoor activities is the last 3 weeks in January. This is because many Christmas travelers have returned home, but the peak seasoners for February have not arrived yet. More about that specific travel group soon. Avoid traveling in February if you can. Even until mid-March, it's still very busy with international travelers in New Zealand. The best time for outdoor activities is from mid-March until mid-May. Sure, by May the temperatures will have dropped, but with far less people around, you'll have much more space to yourself. If you want to embrace the great outdoors, traveling between June and August is not the right time. As mentioned before, the weather conditions are not right. Also, some of the key hikes are not accessible due to snow. So what do you think about these suggestions now? Wait, there's more to come. As always, feel free to put any questions or comments into the box below. Recommendation 2. Family travelers with kids-friendly tours in mind. For family travelers wanting their kids to embrace tour activities and nature experiences in New Zealand, here are my key recommendations. A lovely time for family travelers is the spring season. This is when cute little lambs are born and the landscape is lush and green. In September and October, you'll find that prices, including rental cars and accommodation, can be lower. November can be quite a good time for family travelers too, but I'll talk about that time of the year in the next section. Interesting enough, each month seems to attract a different type of traveler to New Zealand. For whatever reason, this has been the case for many years. If at all possible, try to avoid traveling during the Christmas and New Year's period. The first 3 weeks in December, so before the 20th of December, are a fantastic time for New Zealand. Temperatures are generally up and the peak holiday season has not yet begun. As always, I urge travelers to avoid the absolute peak summer season between February and mid-March. There are too many travelers around, prices are higher, and overall far less accommodations are available. For the winter season again, I don't recommend outdoor enthusiasts traveling to New Zealand between June and August. Though having said that, there are some regions with moderate temperatures such as the Bay of Islands, the Coromandel Peninsula and the 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗃 Tasman region. So if you're fully aware of what the winter season entails, with less daylight hours and colder temperatures, it's an option. Also, airfares and prices are generally much lower that time of the year. Hang on, soon I will provide my final thoughts on what is the best time to travel New Zealand. Recommendation 3. Travelers with lifestyle in mind. For travelers with little interests in major hikes or adrenaline pumping activities, I would recommend a different option. These travelers are generally more into local culture, arts, food and wine, golfing and fishing. So September and October are lovely travel months for that kind of group. Especially with less fellow travelers around, the tourism operators have had their winter break and are eager to start their tourism season with renewed energy. Weather is still patchy, so if you are prepared for this, you'll be fine. November is traditionally the peak time for international travelers, especially for lifestylers, so couples 55+-year-old. This has been the case for the past 35 years that I've been in the tourism industry. This is when accommodation providers become extremely busy. Therefore, I highly recommend that you pre-book 7 to 8 months ahead. Again, for the peak Christmas holiday season, this is the time I would try to avoid to travel. However, the last 3 weeks in January is a great travel period. Try to avoid February if you can and instead plan from mid-March onwards. The autumn season is such a beautiful time of the year with stunning colors and far more settled weather conditions. Again, in the winter season, many key accommodation and tour operators will close down for their own holiday break, especially outside the main tourism hubs. So in summary, I would say the best time to visit New Zealand depends on what you want to do and see. My personal recommendation is the beautiful autumn scenery from mid-March until May. Some people regard this as the winter season, but this is not correct. In fact, far from it. Another lovely time of the year is the month of October. The main thing to remember is to plan your holiday with your interests in mind. To help you with your itinerary planning, you can download my free New Zealand planning sheet, which is in the description box below. Check out my other New Zealand travel planning videos, as well as the travel combination with Australia. I've got 2 here listed. Finally, if you find this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button below. Thumbs up to stay connected for more helpful New Zealand travel tips. See you in the next video.